they buy. That's number one. Number two, let's talk a little bit about PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, which affects a lot of young ladies today. And lots of doctors go to where? To insulin resistance by giving the patient or the young lady or the woman a pill called metformin.
Yeah.
That's what they give them. And metformin is a drug they give for diabetics. They give to diabetics who have diabetes. But the doctors who treat a woman for PCOS, that's why we go to Dr. Sebastian Peters when we leave here. We're going straight to Dr. Sebastian Peters across the street. He's a doctor of the endocrine system. We're going to do a live video with him on my channel, on my Facebook page in about half an hour. You understand? And that's he's trained in that area. So he's going to give you more information about the gland in your brain that cause you to get PCOS as a woman. In half an hour, go to my page, Patrick Delps, on Facebook, and you're going to see me and Dr. Sebastian Peters there. Right now, when a woman have PCOS and she come to me,
you can break it down again in terms of
Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. Right, a lot of follicles on the ovaries.
Yeah.
Now, if there are follicles on the ovaries, or a woman have what we call an ovarian cyst, she either have a dermoid cyst or she have a functional cyst. It's two of them, you know. One is functional, one is dermoid. The functional cyst goes away after a next period when the woman is ovulating. Yeah? The dermoid cysts don't move. And that's why doctors say, you know, we have to remove them surgically. Yeah? Now, when a woman is getting these conditions in her reproductive system, is because her diet is inadequate. She's not balanced. So she started having troubles in the ovaries. She either have ovarian cysts, PCOS, or she started having what we call an enlarged ovary. You understand? An enlarged ovary. And she get what we call ovarian pain. Pain in the ovaries. Either the right ovary or the left ovary. Now, let me teach you women what you have to do to avoid yourselves from coming down with PCOS and ovarian cysts. Now, in the body have lots of glands. And we call it the endocrine system. And all glands, all your glands in your body, the whole 8 or 9 of them, they have a function. And they work together like the organs do. See? And they work in sync. You understand? So for instance, if you have trouble in the thyroid gland, it don't have to come from the thyroid. The cause of your goiter, or the cause of your overactive thyroid gland, or the cause of your hypoactive thyroid don't have to come from the thyroid gland. It could come from the pituitary gland, come from the thymus gland. It could come from the hypothalamus gland, because they all work together. So all the glands are based on the endocrine system, which lots of doctors do not know about. And every day there is new information coming out on the endocrine system. And that is what we're going to learn from that doctor today in about half an hour. See? Now the gland in your brain, called the pituitary gland, that gland is very significant in a woman's ovarian health, in her ovaries. Why? Because that particular gland depends on the hypothalamus gland for good function. I want you to follow me now. And you know, the gland have two parts. I think it's the posterior part and the middle part of the gland. They do different things. Now, one part of the pituitary gland controls what? It controls the adrenals. Another part of the pituitary gland controls the pancreas. Another part of the pituitary gland controls the kidney for your water balance. And another part of the pituitary gland controls the thyroid gland and also control a woman's ovaries. Hear me, Mikey?
Yes, sir.
So, if the pituitary gland do not receive a signal from the hypothalamus gland, that pituitary gland can never ever normalize a woman's luteinizing hormone and a woman's follicle stimulating hormone. If these both is not regulated or balanced, a woman's progesterone and a woman's estrogen will never be balanced, and she will get growths in the uterus or in the ovaries, and then automatically, because her pituitary gland is not normalizing both luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, a woman will start to produce androgens. Androgens mean men hormones, because the pituitary gland is imbalanced. And once a woman starts to produce androgens, men hormones, she starts to get hair on her legs, she starts to get beard like us, she starts to get mustache, she got to shave, because the endocrine system is imbalanced. And that's the reason why women get PCOS. So what they do, they give them a drug called metformin, and not knowing that that particular condition is caused by the whole endocrine system. You see what I'm saying to you, Mikey?
Yeah.
It's not just by insulin resistance. So you have to go back to the endocrine system, all the glands, and you have to feed them plants. Let me name you a few of them. The first one is called CHASTETRW, chaste tree. Now, that particular problem in women, PCOS that is, once a woman can implement that particular herb in her diet, that particular herb called chaste tree goes into the brain and normalize the function of the pituitary gland. And while it is normalizing the function of a woman's pituitary gland in the brain, that pituitary gland now starts to normalize a woman's luteinizing hormone and her follicle stimulating hormone, which in turn cause both her estrogen and her progesterone to stay balanced. And all of a sudden, in about 3 to 6 months, that woman PCOS disappears. Plus, when I'm treating PCOS, I go to the lymphatic system, because the lymphatic system is interesting too. It is part of the immune system, but it is where you house your macrophages, and it is vessels and fluids flowing parallel to the blood. So we have to go to the endocrine system, which is the glands, but we also have to go to the lymphatic system to cause the fluids to flow thin and cause your immune system to function well, and then automatically we fix PCOS. Here the herb to use there: burdock, cleavers, red root, echinacea, red clover, blue violet, pork root. And once you put these herbs together, 1 teaspoon to a cup of hot water, you cover it for 5 minutes, you strain and drink 3 cups per day, you will cause your lymph fluids to flow so thin. And while we're working on your glands in your brain, the endocrine system, you will have your reproductive system removing toxins and growths from that area. So we use chaste tree, we use saw palmetto, we use another herb called cypress root, we use another herb called shepherd's purse in case there is bleeding in the woman's vagina, we use another herb called white peony, we use another herb called red clover in case there's a growth, because red clover have shrinking abilities, have anti-tumor activity. We use another herb called podiaco. We use another herb called mother's water, another herb called danqui, and the purpose of danqui is to help the liver to remove the excessive amount of estrogen a woman seems to keep in the body that cause all these growths in her reproductive system. But it shrinks things and it moves the blood. So a woman don't get what? Period pain. A woman don't get what? Growths. A woman don't get what? Kidney, ovarian problems. And if there is ovarian pain, and the woman having pain from that particular ovary, we give her what? Black haw. We give her cranberry, because black haw and cranberry are 2 plants that we use, and wild yam, they're what we call antispasmodic plants. They prevent spasm of the uterus. See what I'm saying to you, brethren? Or blue cohosh. They're for ovarian pain. not a painkiller. I mean, not an ibuprofen. You know what I mean? You fix the troubles. So once a woman have PCOS, she must learn to go into the endocrine system and balance them back. And it's part of the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus gland, the thyroid gland, the adrenals, the parathyroid, the ovaries, the pancreas, the prostate gland. They are all part of the endocrine system. And in order for you to take care of them properly, you must use herbs, because each one of those glands have a herb that works for them. See what I'm saying there, Bridget?
Yes, sir.
Life is not so complicated, you know, Mikey. People make it complicated because of the way we live. And then again, when the babies are in the mother's womb and they give them injection, and they give the woman, don't learn it from me today, they give the woman injection, they cause the child, if it's a girl child, to have troubles in the ovaries long term. Them injection they give them when you're all pregnant, especially women who suffering from preeclampsia and eclampsia. When they give you all injections, it affects your fetus, and automatically it makes your children come out to be what? Like, your friend first example, you say? You know what that means? Huh? I know if it's a girl, if it's a boy. I'm confused. Okay. I don't know if I'm a lesbian or if I'm a homosexual. And born like that because of the injections. Do the research. Don't say Patrick doesn't say. The research is there. The injection they give to women when they're pregnant.
All injections that they give, a specific injection?
All of them, they give them. Do the research. I'm going to give you the research. It causes women to have babies coming up with either men, little boys, little breasts, or they have women having troubles in the endocrine system long term. And that's why you have so many young ladies in the teens, man, coming to me with enlarged ovary, big cysts on the ovaries. And we have to shrink them. You know what I mean? Because the eating habits are bad. Eating food that have a lot of hormones. Eating food that have lots of antibiotics. Eating food, drinking water from the pipe that have chlorine. Toothpaste that have fluoride. Yeah? Nutrasweet that have aspartame. MSG in the seasoning. All these are conditions. All these are chemicals that is causing our children to have these conditions. And then they come and tell us, remove your uterus, remove your ovaries. You have children already, you could take it out. Because that's what they know. We tell you that God put plants on the earth for every disease that you have. Every single disease that you have, there's a herb for that. Every one you have. Unless you're chronic. Difficult to fix it when you become chronic. So you have to prevent it from happening. And if you do have it and it's not chronic, you can go back to nature, because nature have all the cures. All the cures are found in where? Nature. Woo! Blessed love.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Patrick Dells. And we would have another program we endeavor to, if you're still in Grenada.
Next week, Thursday, going to be the last program because I'm leaving on Saturday.
Okay.
And if you're in New York, don't forget, we just get him a shanty call. The Stoner Man booked up, but still call and make an appointment. I'm booked up from the 22nd to the 2nd of June. But you can call the store. It's 718-469-0985. And you could call and talk to Trisha or Ashante. And you can make an appointment. And I'll try to squeeze you in as much as I can. Give God the glory every single day, because He is the ultimate healer of all things. Yeah?
Right.
Bless the love, Mikey.
Thank you very much, sir.
Wonderful, man.
All right, folks. Patrick Dells, Mr. Worldwide. We've got 3 minutes after 11 o'clock, and we take a break. We got a lot more. This is WeFM Radio.
SB's Auto Show and Exhibition turns 5. Get in Gear 5, June 10th at the National Athletics
You remember causing that photo transfer because the screen stayed on.
Yeah, I understand that. That must happen. Bless the love, eh?
Right.
Give thanks, Mikey.
Yeah. Later, guys, we're going to come back with another program next week. God bless you.